All right, so here we go. Welcome everybody to our Wednesday webinar, week 15, which is kind of crazy, but we're super excited that of this week because it's a really special week in the sisterhood, and this is the week that we celebrate KidsRun, and which is a pretty amazing community event that happens on Sunday, May 7th this year. And it's taking place down behind Montana's in the big parking lot. And it's a really special event because the money raised from this event goes towards helping the oncology unit here in Victoria, helping kids who are dealing with cancer, something that none of us ever imagined could ever happen to small children, but it does. And what this event has been able to do is to, I think, give people hope, give our participants a feeling of that they're doing something, they're contributing. And I have worked on many events in my years, and this is by far one of my favorite events. And I think it's because the community really does come together for this event. And the community is supportive, and it's just, there's a great feeling when you get there. Maina Westhaver, who is the creator of Soul Sisters, and her family had to, and she's going to pop onto the webinar in a little bit, and so she'll be able to talk about that. But they went through the experience of having a child with cancer, and so they know the importance of the services that we have here on Vancouver Island here in Victoria, as well as at BC Children's Hospital. But it was really important for them to be able to give back and ensure that, you know, families going through this here in Victoria had extra support, or with that there was funding going towards the things that needed funding. So tonight is all KidsRun, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is everything to do with KidsRun. And I have a very special family here with me who have been participating in KidsRun for the last 3 years, I think. And I just asked them to come and chat to everybody tonight, just to share their reason why they are a part of KidsRun. This is a pretty special family to our family, and yeah, I think that it will be really neat to hear their story and just kind of hear why they are involved in KidsRun. I have my little co-host here with me today because it's her bestie that is on the other end here waiting, and she could not let her best friend come on a webinar without her being around. So. Without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to Graham and Cassidy, and who are on Team Oliver and have been for the last 3 years. So welcome, you guys.
Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, Cassidy and I, this is my daughter, Cassidy. We have a very personal touch to the KidsRun here in Victoria, and have been really happy to get involved in that program. Our family's been touched by childhood cancer because my son, Cassidy's brother, was diagnosed at 10 months old with a very rare form of cancer called retinoblastoma. Retinoblastoma is a childhood cancer that about 2% of kids that get a cancer diagnosis are retinoblastoma patients. Sometimes it can be a very scary, I mean, I guess it's always scary, but I mean, some children can be looking at terminal and different challenges in that way. We've been very blessed that when Oliver was diagnosed, he was tested not to have any genetic disposition for cancer. So that's been really great. We receive our treatment in Vancouver, but looking and supporting programs like the KidsRun is really what's generating the funds in a local aspect, so that we can potentially, maybe families after us don't have the same trip required to be able to go see Children's Hospital there in Vancouver. So cancer has definitely had a very personal tie to us with Oliver. We run with Oliver every 3 years. He goes and is a huge part of it. Where we're at right now is we're actually in a monitoring phase. So we utilize services here in Victoria, just at the Vic General. We go and see a wonderful woman by the name of Anne, and she takes blood work and does different things with Oliver. That really is relaying that information to the specialists that we deal with at Children's Hospital in Vancouver. So that's really cool. And a lot of the things that are happening are very cutting edge. So one of the really unique things about Oliver's treatment is he has progressed through many different forms of cancer treatment. We began with cryotherapy. We moved into systemic chemotherapy. And when Oliver developed an allergic reaction to some of the cancer agents they were using, they progressed his treatment into what is called interarterial chemotherapy. And Oliver is the very first child in Canada to receive this kind of treatment. And so definitely what they're doing is they're actually threading a needle through his femoral artery and able to target the tumors in his body with less quantity of medication, therefore putting the strain on his body, and the way that he experiences his cancer treatment becomes very low impact. And so the first round of systemic chemo, we did see a color change in his pigment. We saw a lot of impact on his hair. He lost most of it. He was in and out of daycare because his neutrophils and the way it impacts his immune system was very great. And so with a lot of these new procedures, Oliver has not seen any of those impacts on his body. Still attends his public daycare on a regular basis, gets to play with his friends and sort of develop his social skills alongside with kids his age. So that's been absolutely fantastic. We're really, I find, going to the KidsRun, and every charity definitely is well needed, and we need to fund every single one of them. I think that one of the things that I find with KidsRun that is so unique is the community coming together for children. Mm-hmm. Children that have these kind of illnesses, it just creates an energy and a vibe that I don't think you see in every fundraising event. The smiles that are on these kids' faces, the survivors of this disease that we see that are present at that meeting is just something that I find really motivational. It's something that builds me, and it's just something I'm really proud to be a part of.
Aww.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That's awesome. And so Anne is one of our dear soul sisters who I think has impacted many families and kids' lives. So yeah, I love that. I love that there's that connection with Anne, for sure. So Kasadie, tell us about the last 3 years of you being a part of KidsRun.
Well, it technically started when you suggested it to us. And Beth and I kind of tried to get our class to do it, and we got all the shirts and stuff. And it's kind of fun, you know, you get to see other people and kind of relate to that. And it's also, you know, you get to meet new people and kind of connect with them. And so, yeah, and
what happened the first year you did it? What happened the first year you participated?
Oh, well, we won a trophy for the largest team. And we won second place for raising fundraisers.
Do you remember how much you raised?
$1,600.
$1,600.
Yeah,
Your very first year, which was so awesome. It was so great to see that. And I know it just meant a lot too. You have lots of family that don't live in BC. And so I know it was a huge event for them to feel that they could sort of help and support you guys during a really difficult time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which was, I think that was a really cool part of it, for sure, to see your family really, you know, wanting to support it from afar.
Well, and when you're in the trenches, it really comes down to the level of impact it has on your day-to-day life. You know, for us personally, I mean, every time Oliver's going for treatment, our family ends up being split because Kasadie has responsibilities at school. She needs to be able to fulfill that. And it's certainly not something that us as parents, Leanne and myself, have wanted to take Kasadie through. I mean, she's so exposed to the impacts of cancer, the fears of everything that comes with that, and taking her into that clinical atmosphere on that every 6-week basis is something that's just not been what we wanted to do. And so looking at funding the cancer research and facilities that are here locally will certainly make things a lot different for families moving forward. It's a really small community here in Victoria, and it's something that we're seeing turn around, and things that are coming into the local facilities here are going to make the trips that we've gone through that much easier. You can stick to just regular day life and not have to alter everything to provide the care.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So true. So Kasadie, what are your big plans for Sunday?
Well, I got part of my class to kind of join, and so that's kind of fun. Olivia gave me the idea, so she'll be there. You'll get to meet her again.
Good.
And we have our student teacher joining, hopefully, if she's not working, so that's good. And my mom put I think something on Facebook, and so family members have been giving us money to it and stuff. So Oliver's raised $300, and I've raised $175.
So you guys are up over 500?
Yes, we're up over 500.
Good. That is exciting. That is very exciting.
Yeah.
So, and how many are on your team then?
I think 12 or 13.
That's great. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. So what would you like to say to everybody as a past participant, as a future participant, as a family who has gone through a ton? What would you like to say to everybody as they get ready for their KidsRun this Sunday?
To have fun and yeah.
Just come down, be a part of it, and sort of see the positive attribute that this disease has brought on our community. There's true beauty in people that join together for a cause. And this is one that, with that child element and the firefighters, the police department, the ambulance and paramedic crews, there's some really, really cool people that have some really open hearts. And it's just something you don't want to miss.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you guys so much. I totally appreciate you coming on to the webinar, and I look forward to seeing Team Oliver in action on Sunday to see where you guys, what happens and where you guys land. And I know it's going to be fun, and we're going to all be there supporting you guys and the event, and just so excited that Oliver is in a good place right now and doing and thriving and being an awesome 4-year-old that he is. So thank you guys so much. You're more than welcome to stay on if you want, but I know that life is crazy for you guys too.
Totally.
So
well, thank you, Tracy and Beth, for the invitation. It's been great to be a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you. So Mayna's joined us. There she is. How are you, Mayna? Are you on?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, great. Huge thanks to Oliver's family. I loved your final line there, to come and have fun and be surrounded by community that's really all there for the common goal, supporting each other. I bumped into someone today, and someone said, do you know what the weather's going to be like? And before I had a chance to answer, they said, well, that doesn't matter what the weather's like. Everyone comes to KidsRun, and it's a testament to just how much impact we have. Yeah.
It is so true. We had, I think, the second year that Kasadie and Beth participated in KidsRun, it poured like we've never seen rain before. Like it really rained. And at one point somebody said, oh, I wonder if they're going to cancel the 5K. And there was just, everybody turned around and it was just like, nope, there's no canceling this event. You don't cancel cancer. So there was no canceling it, and everybody came back with smiles and nobody was harmed at all.
Yeah, that was interesting that you said the cancel cancer piece. Someone asked me, maybe we should cancel the 5K, and it didn't mean to come out at all without understanding, but immediately I said, no, they never canceled chemo. You know, it happens no matter what. And even Marty the Marmot was knees deep in water and still smiling. Yeah.
So Maina, maybe just take us through a little bit of the, I know we're going into the 8th year of KidsRun, which is amazing. So just maybe take us a little bit through the history of how it started for you, and now we're celebrating 8 years and almost over $114,000 raised. So.
Yeah, I still get quite emotional actually about talking about it. I'm a runner, obviously, from knowing that Soul Sisters, and quite often I would try to sneak out for runs when Jack was living at BC Children's Hospital. I say living because we were there a long time. And one of the doctors came out to me after Jack had fallen asleep one night and said, hey, have you heard about KidsRun in Vancouver? It supports pediatric oncology and BC Children's Hospital. So that night after Jack fell asleep, I quickly signed myself up, and I signed myself up as a team, even though I needed 10 people. But I thought, there's going to be 10 people that come over to Vancouver with me. They're going to do this. And sure enough, within 6 weeks, we had our team. I think we were about 18 of us, and we raised over $6,000 in a short window of time. And alluding back to what Oliver's dad was referring to, as we got immersed in the cancer treatment for a child, you soon learn what limited services we have on Vancouver Island with a child that's needing a ton of, lack of better words, stuff, attention, medical care, certain services. And we just don't have that here in Greater Victoria and Vancouver Island in general. So I thought, well, we need to do something in Victoria. So the following year in 2010 was March the first KidsRun. Every child diagnosed on the island does immediately go to BC Children's Hospital. So we did fundraising specifically for KidsRun or for KidsRun, and then realized we need the support right here in our own backyard. And so KidsRun will run, no pun intended. It will also walk and crawl, whatever it needs, every year until we beat cancer to the finish line. And it's very emotional for me because we've had lots of kids that come some years and we don't get to see them again. And that's what reminds me that we're not done. We have lots still that can be done, but it also brings me great joy when I go into VGH Hospital and walk into the brand new isolation oncology room. And when we talk about improving services for kids that need it, if Jack was to have gotten a fever in the middle of the night, he was put through emergency where there's tons of germs. He was completely vulnerable, no immune system. I mean, it increased his risk of becoming more ill significantly. There was not the safe space where a child needed to go. So that was going to be our first huge project that we committed to. And I was so proud to be standing there on December 5th, 2012. I'll never forget it, knowing that we were the largest single donor of this $130,000 project. KidsRun and Team Jack Marathons had contributed $54,000. And Jack and Jamie Hamilton, who you'll see on Sunday, singing for us. She's a 3-time cancer survivor. Those two got to cut the tape. And I do remember when they cut the tape thinking, you're cutting the tape to this room, but I don't ever want to see you in there. Because he was just finishing his treatment protocol. So it's little pieces like that that continue to fuel me and the committee and the participants to keep coming and going. We can make a difference. You know, whether it's 20,000 this year, another 20, whatever it is, bit by bit, we're making a difference. So kids like Oliver don't have to have their life completely disrupted because they were dealt this awful disease. We can continue to live in our own city and be cared for as best we can.
Awesome. It is such I mean, you've done so much, and the committee and the volunteers and the donors. And I was saying at the very beginning of the webinar, I think what is so special about this event is how it really is a community event. It's not just one team. It's not just one person. It really is a group of people. It is all grassroots. and there's no money that is spent on administration or anything to do with the event. So everything that's raised goes to the project at VGH, which is just like, that just is so great. And that's why it doesn't matter if you show up on Sunday and you register, you are actually helping and making a difference. Volunteering, donating a silent auction item, all of those things really make a difference to the entire event. And I think that's what makes it so special.
Well, and I think if I can add to that, I think that's the uniqueness. I've been approached many times, oh, well, do you want to make this bigger and see if we can tie into a big sponsor? And you know, you start to look at that, okay, and now they want to hire an event planner. So there you go. You've got to carve out that chunk of the potential money that we could be using for donation. Oh, they're going to need to do this or that. And, you know, in my heart, sure, I would love it bigger, but it is bigger every year. A number of faces that come, those people, I'll go home and tell people it is bigger, and it's just perfect the way it is. Everyone that comes across that parking lot on that morning is impacted in a bigger way. I'm determined that this event, and it's right in our mandate, that will never cost $1 to put on. It'll always solely be run by volunteers. I think we've all become great event planners through the learning process of 8 years, and the support and partnerships that we've established in the community, they're now all calling it their event. And that's what I want. It's not, you know, Maina's event or Jack's run. It's not about that. It's about the people in our community that need it. And, you know, there's not one face that walks away going, oh, I wish I didn't come here this morning. You know, whether you just stand there and hold a cup of coffee and take it all in, come down and be a part of it, and you will feel the impact, the love, the support. Was talking to one of our committee members today, and we're just finalizing the tribute. Because again, every year we lose a couple more kids, and we're doing a really special tribute this year to a special girl, Emma, and her parents are going to be there to release her love and giving you a little behind the scenes. But it's pieces like that that you don't see every day, and connect, that me being here is helping that family that might be strangers to me. But by the time I leave here today, they're not strangers. They're another family in my community that I can show a little bit of love and support to just by standing here. So yeah, that's what we want to keep doing.
Absolutely. So what can we expect this Sunday besides sunshine?
Oh, and like you say, if it's raining, it's raining sunshine. You know what? We're so fortunate. We just by circumstance have had to create a new route. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's going to take us all through well, I can even highlight it this way. It's going to take us to the winding pathways of Cuthbert Homes. We'll have water views at one point. That's the Colquitt's Creek. And mountain views at another part. You might even see a bulldozer, but it's all fenced in. So we'll be winding our way through the park. We also have our entertainment and our music. And I love Tracy's just showing you through some slides right now. The actual route, if you go to the smaller little loop at the beginning, that's a nice little 500-meter circle. And what's beautiful about that is if that 1-year-old toddler is having trouble doing a full kilometer, they'll never know the difference. They'll still cross the line after 500. Otherwise, everyone's going to do 2 loops of that. And then when we come back, we'll regroup and we'll get to do 2 loops of the whole thing to make 5K. And it's a beautiful route, and it's fun. We've got tons of volunteers, and we have tons of mascots this year. We even have a running shoe mascot. So, you know, Marty the Marmot to Grizz from the Victoria Grizzlies. We've got Ace the fire dog. Ace the police dog. Can't believe I said that. Sparky the fire dog. We've got a princess coming. Something for everybody. We've got lots of fun activities for the kids to enjoy. And again, alluding to the police, the fire, ambulance, we have full support in our community. And most importantly, we have the people that want to be there, the smiles and those superheroes that come. And it's just it's one of my favorite days of the year. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. It's just, you know, when you're there and you come, just do take the odd moment to stand back and just scan around and look who's there and look what's happening. And the other unique piece of this Kids Run, you know, adults can participate, kids of all ages, I'll say, but you watch each other, cheer each other on, and know what the greater cause is. And it doesn't matter what your time is, we all have a great time experiencing this event together. Yeah.
It's so true. Like, it's so, yeah, it's just, yeah, there's so many things that happen in I think a very short period of time. I think that's the amazing piece about it. It's like it starts and then it's over, but
I know, too fast. And
yeah.
do plan to, you know, we've got our post-event, post-race, we'll call it food, the traditional, you know, the banana and the chocolate milk and that type of thing. But one of our sponsors, Montana's, always puts on a wonderful spread barbecue that starts at about 11:30. It's all by donation. Talked to him yesterday, and they're going to open up the patio there for the barbecue. So plan to stick around. I always chuckle when the event's kind of finishing, supposed to at 12, and there's still families sitting on the curbs having picnics, and that's what we want. You know, last thing, we're never going to tell anyone to leave. So come and enjoy yourself. The event is meant to spread the awareness, raise funds, and bring the families together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about race package pickup on Saturday?
Yeah, thank you, Tracy. So we can do online registration up until Thursday. After that, we have our race packet pickup, which happens on Saturday at Old Navy, so the upper level Tilka Mall. And that is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can pick up your race packet pickup there. You can register there. You can also just come in and say hi, make a donation there. And if for any reason you didn't get to register before Sunday, registration does open on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock on site of the actual event. It does get really busy really fast, so give yourself some time. And really important too on race day is we have a silent auction going on. So, you know, start planning now, get your Mother's Day gift, your Father's Day gift, and even Christmas. There is a really cool lineup of awesome silent auction items. You know, everything from a large rabbit cage, I'll call it, to running shoes, to $2,500 in gift certificates at Country Grocer, which we will simply be asking, if you need Country Grocer gift cards, come and buy them, donate to KidsRun. Movie passes, the list goes on and on and on. So come plan to do that, spread the word. We accept cash and check for those types of items, and have fun with it. Make it a day event. Get up, come on down, bring everyone. It's not limited to anyone. KidsRun is for everybody.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you so much. This has been great because I'm so excited now. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing. The band is coming back. I should mention, the band is back. So not only will we have entertainment again, like Stages Dance Company and Maddie Packford singing, Jamie Hamilton singing, but the band, which is a really cool connection, another sponsor from Save On Foods. He tells me last year he's also got a band. They're coming back, so you can enjoy the band with the barbecue.
That's awesome. Thank you. So we'll see everybody on Sunday, May 7th, for the 8th annual Kids Run. And it's going to be another fantastic event. And thank you so much to everyone for whether you volunteered, whether you're participating, whether you've donated or donated an item to the silent auction, or I know there's lots of people who wish they could be there and are there in spirit.
Yes.
So to everybody, thank you so much for being a part of this amazing event, and we will see you on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. We're going to